it's not great advice in life in general. Fake it until you make it. But I think certainly at the beginning of the journey, you know, as you're moving through this journey, as you're trying to get rid of alcohol out of your system, I think it's certainly something that will help you a lot. Now think about where you are in the beginning. You're first of all in a vulnerable position, and you're vulnerable because the habit, this big habit that you've built over years, or many different habits that you've built over years, these are all trying to pull you back into like this, an easy pathway. And what we're trying to do is to get you to go up through there, right? Not so difficult, or not so difficult to stay on that path. So you've got that ambivalence in the beginning, you've got that pull, you know, it's trying to pull you backwards. But you've also got insecurity surrounding who you are. You're still within that drinker's mind mentality. You know, those habits that make up the drinker's mind are still there in full force from day one. Look at this. I love that. This is a kid's park, and it's just little areas like they've built this door in the middle of nowhere for kids to pass through, and they just discover all these different things. Life of discovery, that's what we're talking about when we're going into the self that we want to move into. And yeah, it's tough because you don't know what to expect. It's great for a kid because what does a kid know? I mean, how many habits has a kid managed to develop? You know, not very many. For you, there's habits there, but not only the habits are there, they've been there for years. And like I keep saying, it is eminently doable to break down these habits. It's not something that that is impossible to do. It's impossible if you make it impossible. It's impossible if you're telling yourself it's impossible, right? But with a system, you can do it, and it's a bit by bit. It's just, it's the way nature works, right? There's certain things that you allow nature to take its course on, and that's, you know, the physical damage that has been caused. If the damage can be rectified, then nature will take care of that if you give it the right ingredients, right? Same thing happens with your brain, with the psychological point of view. Nature will take care of things if you feed it the right ingredients, and if you feed them in the right sequence, in a sequence that makes sense, right? So, like I said, go back to the beginning. If you're in that state of mind, we call that the drinker's brain. All of the habits, all of the rituals, all of the sequences that have been built up over the years to keep your habit in place and to make that programming happen. You know, we talked about if a habit was easy to change, what's the point of the habit, right? The habit is difficult to change because that is the job of the habit, right? So you have to move out of the drinker's brain and into something else, and that's the difficult part. So it's a slow and sure process if you do it the right way. So the way that we're trying to do it is we're trying to what was I saying at the beginning of this was about the fake it until you make it. And sometimes you have to fake the person that you want to move into because you don't know who that is, and it takes a bit of experimentation. It takes a bit of trust in yourself and your own abilities to do these things. So anyway, leave it there for today. Onwards and upwards. Take care. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth, eh?